Home. We are a family owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre need and at need arrangements by calling us at 702 647 0123. Once again, that number is 702 647 0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show, man. This is your guy, Dre Bailey, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show, man, every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, man. We are here to give you guys the best of sports talk radio. Please download the Gorilla Cross app on your phone and follow your guys as we give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man. We got a lot of sports to talk about. It's been a lot of things going on in sports. And so before we get into it, make sure that you share us to anyone who loves sports. If you love life, you love being alive today, you woke up on that Jesus wake up call, you should be excited, man. You should be excited to share somebody else's live, man. So please share the live to anybody who loves sports or loves life. Follow Let the Ball Bounce at gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like Serenity Funeral Home, located at 1140 Almond Tree Lane. That's Sahara and Maryland Parkway, man, over there. And we appreciate everybody who does that. And then also Sight and Sound Candy and more, man, where they give the best candy in town, man. You're able to use the space for birthday parties and all type of stuff. So we'll have Goose here momentarily to talk about Sight and Sound Candy and more. Yeah. Twix wants to do our interview after the show. Goose is texting me while the show was going on. He's a little late, but thanks, Goose. Thanks for letting me know. So we'll talk about it when you get in. But yeah, man, we got a lot of sports. Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, and that's with one T, man. Let the Ball Bounce on IG. And no, we don't have an OnlyFans page. I heard there is a Let the Ball Bounce OnlyFans page out there. That's not us. We're not out there showing our hind parts. It's what my granny used to call it. My granny used to call them the hind parts. She over there showing them hind parts. So, yeah, man, that's not us. But we are Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. And we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who shares our content, and we appreciate everybody who shows us love for over a decade, man. Been talking to a lot of people. We got a lot of Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk stuff that is in store and that we have coming up soon, man. I'm very excited, man. The Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Studios is being built as we speak. So I've been pretty busy doing that. And so everybody who is on the live right now, please take a moment and share the live feed because this is what we do, man. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man. We love y'all, man. We appreciate it. We got the best sports talk radio show on social media. That's Facebook, man. Serious. Everybody wants to be like Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, whether they want to let you know that or not, or whether they are in the closet with it because we still a lot of closet people and a lot of people who have actually learned a lot from what we've done here at Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. We'd like to say that we've done this so long that we've inspired a couple people. And so whether you want to give us our props or not, we know you out there, man, and we know that the love is real, only in our face. You ever notice that when people were they be so real and 100 in your face, but when they're not in your face, it may not be like that. So I can't control what anybody does outside of my view, my sight, and so I make sure that my third eye is wide open every single time, man. So Goose,
we see you looking what you're looking. Look, man, I had to explain to a couple of people, because it's people that still don't know that Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk exists.
it's fine.
So anytime I get a chance, I like to introduce people to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk. And I've had to do that quite a bit here over like the past month.
That's good.
And that's great. It's not good, it's great.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that mutually know you and I said that they didn't know we had a show together. I'm like, that is borderline impossible, because if you follow either one of us or both, there's no way you couldn't know that.
It's tragic. Well, sometimes people don't really pay attention. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you could be talking to a person straight up, like if me and you just went outside and started talking.
Sure.
I could be talking and you could be looking me right in my face, but not really
And be like,
paying
huh?
attention.
Oh, what'd you say? Understood.
Right.
Understood.
So I'm gonna, I'm not gonna give nobody a pass, but if you would share the live feed just one time, even if you come on the show once a week to watch and share to one different person every time, just one person. You don't have to do 5 or 10, but one person that is showing Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio some love. So LTBB is what we call ourselves, man.
Yes, sir.
And we move different.
Hella.
We move different, man. We're a different type of sports talk radio show, man. We're a lot different than this 4-letter network.
Yeah.
And we definitely will tackle social issues sometimes more than sports, because it's needed. It is all hand in hand, and it all goes together, man. So we appreciate you, everybody, right now tuning in to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio with your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
And this is what we do every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, and we give you guys the best of sports talk radio.
Quick announcement.
Yeah.
I was informed by another good friend of ours, fraternity brother of mine, Mr. Robert Twix Taylor, that you and I, at the Cheyenne High School alumni party that is coming up, will be honored best podcast, sports podcast in Vegas
Of the past decade.
Look, when he called me and relayed that news, I'm like,
and he didn't even call me.
Word?
Twix, really?
Hey man, I don't know what it was. Twix moves fast and he talks really fast. So
he talks
anybody that
faster.
know Twix know he's quick. He is very, very fast. Walks fast, talk fast. He just do everything quick, man.
That's it.
So when he informed me, I'm like, yo, that's really the first time, because we've gotten honored before. We've won awards here in the city, but that's the first time someone has actually come to us and said, we want to honor you with this.
Let me tell y'all how we move. We move different. Let me tell you what makes Goose and I a little different. Whether you only communicate with Goose or you only communicate with me, you're basically communicating with the both of us, because we don't diss or side diss each other in front of other people. We just don't do that. We don't do it at all. And so we're one when it comes to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio.
Our competition is friendly.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So, some of y'all may think that, you may be being a little slick by only talking to Goose, or maybe talking to me, or only reaching out to certain people to come onto the show. But we share everything here on the show, and so whether you talk to Goose or just me, we welcome all guests. We welcome anything that is positive for Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show. To Twix, Robert Taylor, we appreciate the honor and the salute, man.
It's crazy.
So, when is this?
The party is coming up. I want to say the end of this month, beginning of next month.
Okay.
But he wants to do an interview for us today.
Okay.
So
where at?
He said he's going to come up here. Maybe we can, I don't know, stand outside and do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or right here.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Twix, let's make it happen.
Yes, indeed, man.
So we appreciate that, man. We've been doing this a long time, man, and it feels good to be recognized sometimes.
And it don't even feel like it's been that long.
It don't,
because when you get to sit around and have picnic banter amongst your friends.
Yeah.
Things that we talk about every single day, just sitting around with no audience. We get to do it in front of thousands of people every week.
And the chemistry's good. The chemistry's great, man.
It's crazy.
Even when Bill Logan is here and Sherm is here and rest in heaven, Steven Sr. with Steven Sr. was here, man. We've had a couple of mainstays on the show, man, and we appreciate everybody giving us the love. The love, man. We really do.
The love is crazy.
Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
Jose V, man, we appreciate you working the
building
boards today.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Mexico. Hey, look, man, I'm watching the WBC, right?
Yeah.
And that's the time when the WBC comes around. That's my time to try to promote baseball, right? Because we don't have enough minorities in the game. It's just not.
Right.
So when the WBC comes around, I try to tell everybody, hey man, watch the WBC and watch how the umps are different and watch how the play is different. Well, Mexico has an actually Cuban-born player that actually got citizenship to Mexico, and my man is, and his name is escaping me right now. What's his name? You know it, Jose.
Randy
He plays for Tampa, right?
So,
plays for the Tampa Bay Rays, correct?
I believe he got citizenship because I believe he had a daughter or something like that in Mexico.
There you go.
That's when he was like, I love the culture, I love what they're about, so I'm with it.
There you go. So when I'm watching this dude play, bro, it's like to bring something like that to the game of baseball, bro, that's, for the most part, it's stagnant. Like you just standing around. And that's why I'm glad the rule changes came about, because the games are going so much quicker now. I think the average, they've cut off an average of 45 minutes to every game now with the rule changes.
They were close to 3 hours, give or take a little over. Now they're hitting about 2 hours, 20 minutes, if that.
They had one game that was an hour and 45 last week. Oh man, that's quicker than a basketball game.
It is.
So when the WBC comes around, I try to tell, hey man, y'all watch this and see how it's officiated. But this dude just brings a totally different flair to the game. And if you watch Puerto Rico play, and if you watch them in past WBCs, they talk, they run their mouth, man. And trash talk is a part of sports, bro.
Yeah, because we're gonna talk about.
Because we're gonna talk about it. Trash talk, and that's perfect segue. Trash talk is a part of sports. And if you cannot handle trash talk amongst your people, teammates talk trash to each other. So what you think opponents do?
You know, trash talk has been a part of sports since sports.
It's been a part of life.
Sports.
It's just what it is.
You know, I remember, first playing, baseball.
Yep.
and we used to trash talking.
Man.
Then it went over to basketball, and then football. And I mean, there's even trash talking track and field.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was trash talking tetherball on the elementary
absolutely.
school playgrounds.
Yeah.
You know.
Foursquare?
Yeah.
There was a lot of Foursquare trash talk.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Tons.
shouts out to all you guys out there who was hula hooping and jump roping with the
They wasn't trash talking.
hims and hers out there.
They wasn't trash
Them
talking.
young pronouns popping.
They
Forgot
weren't.
about hopscotching.
Yeah,
They weren't
hopscotching.
trash talking. Throwing the rock.
Nah.
No, they weren't trash talking.
You know, playing Cracker Jacks, you know, picking up them jacks and yeah. Whatever y'all do.
Do what you do.
Do what you do. But it's always been trash talk in sports. And so I know in the NCAA tournament this year, they made a big deal about it, the trash talking between the women and even the men. The men were doing a lot of trash talking also. But it's been a part of sports, man. And I don't think that we should do away with that. It just makes it really good for basketball and just all sports, baseball, football, whatever sport it is. Trash talking should be allowed, unless we don't want you to get too offensive.
Sure.
And so when KG, Kevin Garnett, Hall of Famer, high school, gets drafted out of high school to the Minnesota Timberwolves, wins championship over in Boston. Said some things to Carmelo Anthony when Carmelo Anthony played for the Knicks. He basically told him that, Lala tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. And so that was a little trash talking going on. And so I heard that Carmelo Anthony was waiting for Kevin Garnett at the bus.
Oh, no, you saw it. You didn't hear a damn thing. You saw it, sir. You saw that.
Is how far and is too far in trash talking? Is kids and parents and wives or significant others, is it off limits?
Look, it's me and you here on this basketball court, on this football field, on this baseball field.
So that's who it should be.
Me and you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drag your babies into nothing. Don't drag mine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drag your significant other in this. Don't drag mine. Because then at that point, it's not even about the game anymore. It's not even about the game.
Yeah.
You can trash talk all day. You can call me everything but a child of God. Everything. I don't care. Because I'm going to give it back to you.
But don't go outside of you.
Don't go outside of me.
So there is an unspoken rule of trash talking.
Yeah,
we know Larry Bird used to do a lot of trash. We know Michael Jordan used to do a lot of trash talking.
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. all of the greats used to trash talk.
Yeah.
LT, Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis.
Kings of trash talk, bro. Kings.
Deion Sanders.
Larry Bird talked more trash to Negroes than all the white men that played in the NBA combined.
Not the Negroes.
Seriously.
All of the Negroes?
All of them. But this is the thing, and this is why Larry Bird garnered so much respect. He wasn't the most athletic, couldn't run the fastest, couldn't jump the highest. But as far as the game was concerned,
smart.
Who could stay in front of him? Who could really check Larry Bird?
So were we blowing the whole Reese Caitlyn situation way out of proportion? Because you found a lot of white America who was really pissed at Reese for her, I guess, antics during that national that title game. I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely nothing wrong
Caitlyn
with it.
did it too.
Caitlyn been doing it all year if you paid attention. No, she's been doing it all year. I talked about Caitlin Clark earlier in the season about how good she was and how much attention she was going to garner once NCAA tournament time came. Caitlin Clark been that way. It's just people that are just now taking in the game that are just now seeing it. Nobody just sits around and watches Iowa play basketball, right? No, you don't. Well, when you get to the NCAA tournament, you got
you do.
9.9 million eyes on the championship game. Now everybody all of a sudden has an opinion about college basketball, women's college basketball at that. Something they've never watched up until this point.
Tragic.
But now when you got baby girl over in Villanova who just declared for the WNBA draft as a junior, led the country in scoring at 29.2 a game. You got Caitlin Clark, who's been the best player in the country all year long, and people are just now deciding to talk about her after this incident.
Right.
It just brings me back, like, do people really care about sports like they claim to?
You know, and they're always going to bring race into it. You know, it's always,
and that sucks.
That
sucks.
It's always going to be a racial issue. I didn't see a problem with it.
No.
Congratulations to the LSU Tigers
Absolutely.
For winning the women's national title, and they deserve it. The best team won, not the best player. The best team won. Biden's wife.
Terrible.
Making sure I ain't got nothing under my nails.
Yeah,
before I
man.
make
Yeah,
this.
you got to check the mechanic nails.
The president's wife.
Yeah, I ain't with that, bro.
Has extended the olive branch not only to the LSU Tigers but the Iowa basketball team to come and visit the White House. Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You get some people who are saying, well, this is something new. Maybe, she's trying to bridge the gap. She's trying to, show how we can have unity and have two teams here and really just congratulate both teams. And then you get people who say, well, this has never been done before. Why all of a sudden an all-white Iowa team be invited to the White House for not winning the national title? I've never seen this.
And I don't want to start seeing it.
It's almost like a participation trophy.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the losers come to the White House. Had Iowa won the national title, which they were in the game for the most part, they were, even though LSU were thoroughly outplaying Iowa,
and they made adjustments.
I think they got the score. I think they got to within 6 at 1.6 or 8. That was about it. But had Iowa won, I wouldn't have been cool with LSU coming to the White House.
I honestly believe, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, I honestly believe that I don't think LSU would have been invited had Iowa won.
No, they wouldn't have. No, they wouldn't have. And why? Why would they? And I think it should be the same reason why Iowa shouldn't be invited. It should be the same reason.
But we are in a society right now where everybody is a little sensitive over absolutely everything. And so maybe she feels, well, we don't want to exclude Iowa. Well, they should be excluded. The loser never comes to the White House when you lose.
They were excluded from the W because LSU got the W.
Yeah.
Well, it's not rocket science, people.
I don't agree with it. And LSU, even though Reese for LSU said that, she would go, she changed her narrative and said that she would go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that olive branch should be extended to the Iowa team.
No.
I mean, that's just me.
I think Jill Biden.
And it has nothing to do with race.
Too. No. Just simply based on the fact that there are winners and losers.
Did Ms. Biden come back?
I think she retracted
a little bit
on that, which is why the LSU Tigers said, "Okay, we'll accept the invite."
Okay.
Because I mean, like you mentioned, that's the way it should be. Like, if I win, I go. Hell, we've seen some winners not accept the invitation to the White House. Let's be honest. We've seen that before.
It's very true.
Yeah, man.
That's very true.
Yep.
We're going to take a real quick call. Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, who's Thomas?
This is what we do, man. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Caller. What's your name? What's your question? Are you there, caller? Are you there? If not, give us a call back, man. Give us a call back, maybe like,
back,
15 till. But yeah, man, I don't think that olive branch should have ever, got extended. But maybe she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know. I'm going to charge it to the fact that she just wasn't. Maybe she didn't know.
Right. Yeah. And with that said, maybe she's not a sports person.
Right.
Maybe she's not privy to all of that. I'm not sure if her husband would be one to ask about it, because I'm not sure if he's
still
even
sleeping.
Sports trivia. Oh,
we can hear you now. Who's this?
This
is Kevin.
Kevin,
what's going on,
what's
man?
up, Kevin? What's up, man? What's your question?
Oh, nothing much. I got to talk about the talk of the town, and that is the Reese and Caitlin thing.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Hey, perfect segue, because we're talking right about it.
Yep, I'm listening. You guys got some good takes.
Appreciate you.
What's your take?
Yeah, we want to hear you, brother.
My take is, I don't really care about the trash talk. Like, okay, she got in her face. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
What I don't like is the complete misconstruing what happened, trying to conflate the two, because what they did were two separate things. Caitlin, it was kind of passing gesture, and it was real quick. The other one, she kind of got in her face, stalked her, walked around. It was a long, prolific thing. Even in the NBA, they let you celebrate. They let you, have a lot of emotion. But then if you get in someone's face, it's a technical automatically. They do the taunting tech. So that's the only thing I have an issue with is there's obviously a difference, and people are kind of ignoring that difference and kind of just pushing this narrative.
So let me ask you.
Either way, I mean,
let me ask you this: Could it be that the media put more attention on one and not the other? Could that even be a possibility?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a championship game, the final. I figured that would definitely cause more attention.
Yeah,
given the platform.
Yeah. That's exactly it, Kevin. Because Caitlin Clark, who I just referenced, as she's been the best player in the country all year. Nobody's been able to check her all year long. She seemingly talked trash to every single opponent that she's faced, and when that happened against Louisville, which the whole Tony Yayo
slash John Cena slash
John Cena thing happened, right? That's when it got brought back to the forefront, because when Angel Reese did it, people didn't even know why she was doing it until the video of Caitlin Clark was shown doing it, and people were like, oh, okay. And then that's when people passed the narrative. That's when the narrative came up, and you're right, the media, and I mentioned this prior to me and K Dot ain't had no conversation. I mentioned this a week ago about the media creating this sandstorm. The media created this sandstorm because
but K Dot used a couple of words that I had. He said, stalking. Mm-hmm. Did you say stalking a little bit?
It like followed her around.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I don't know how to term it. It wasn't stalk. It was just kind of followed her around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this is my thing. When you're in a situation such as the national championship game, right, where 10 million people on television are watching, you got another 18,000 in the building. Emotions can kind of take over, and at face value, if you're just looking at it, can you say Angel Reese might have did too much? Maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, what we're talking about right here at this desk, trash talk, that was perfectly within the realm, bro. I really didn't see a full issue with it, and especially the way the media, and I don't know, my man from Barstool Sports, I guess it was, what he had to say about Angel Reese, crazy, insane. It has no place. So Can you say she might have went a little bit overboard? Sure, if you won a national championship, you might have went overboard too, just a little bit. But to say the things that were said about Angel Reese in that situation and in the light it was said, totally disrespectful, had no place at all.
So, K-Dot, do you believe that trash talk is okay and acceptable when playing sports?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. See, there you go.
I mean, I think the NBA does a pretty good job if they enforce it more equally. Is
Right.
they allow emotion, they allow trash talk, and then as soon as you kind of get in someone's face, you cross the line. There's a certain line you cross, then they give you a tech, and I think that's fair. I think that's how they should do it.
So maybe they should apply a technical foul to Angel Reese for the first game of next year.
She only a sophomore.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. She's coming into her junior year. That's crazy.
I didn't see an issue with it. I didn't see an issue with it when Caitlin did it. When Caitlin did it, no one talked about it.
Nobody said a word.
But when Angel Reese did it, it seems like all of the media attention went towards her. And so, like you said, I'm going to agree with what you said, K-Dot. I think it needs to be fair all the way around. And so media, when you are covering something, you need to give it
it all the way.
Equal amount of media time as Angel Reese did for what she did. Caitlyn Jenner, not Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, here's the problem is what they did wasn't equal.
Well,
Caitlyn, it was a passing gesture. She did it walking by. It was very quick. It was not the same thing.
It's the same, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we can say that, but the media coverage is what I think is being lost here. And what was said in reference to Angel Reese as opposed to Caitlin Clark is unfair.
This is my thing, and I'm gonna just sum it up as this: what is the difference in between? What's the difference in between a walk by and a drive by? They're the same thing. It's the same thing.
Because it was the following. It was getting in the face.
Man, we can.
It was a long concerted effort.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I don't know if
either way though, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah,
it's really
absolutely.
Not a big deal in the grand scheme.
Of things, absolutely. Did you see Caitlin Clark's interview on the 4-Letter Network in reference to what happened? Did you hear what she said?
I didn't see the interview. I did see a quote about kind of forget about it. It's not a big deal.
That's
right?
exactly what she said. She said in the moment she didn't even see what Angel Reese was doing in the moment. And she actually had to go back several days later and actually see what it was that actually happened. And even then she was like, I didn't see anything wrong with it. It is what it is.
And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I could be completely wrong, K-Dot, and we appreciate
you, bro.
The phone call.
Always chiming in, man. Thanks.
And chiming in. I'm going to take it a step further. I am going to take a step further and say that Caitlin did see Angel Reese in the moment. If your last name isn't Wynn and your first name isn't Steve, I'm going to assume that your peripheral actually works. And so let me give you guys a little fun fact. Steve Wynn, hotel casino mogul here in town.
Yes.
He cannot see peripheral. Yeah. So if you look at me now, anything that is on blinders. The side, he has blinders, like literally. He can't see on the side. So unless Caitlin cannot see peripheral, she saw Angel Reese. Yeah. And she didn't wait 2 or 3 days later to say, oh my God, she was doing this in my face. No, you saw it. Yeah. You just chose not to acknowledge it.
Yeah. That's
okay. People, we got to start keeping it real. I'm serious. And some of you people who watch sports have to start keeping it real with yourself and stop listening to what everybody is telling you and people are telling you when they say that they didn't do or see certain things. Yes, they did. She saw her. Period.
That's funny, man.
Appreciate the phone call, man. One was a stalker, one was doing a drive-by, or just trying to figure that one out. So let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio. Your guy Dre Bailey.
Man, it was time.
Oh, I'm back, but this is what we do, man. Call it. What's your name? What's your question?
This is your boy Hector.
Hector Lou. What up with it, OG?
man?
Go mob to you, Brody.
It took forever, but I'm finally back on the air.
In the thing, man. We appreciate you, homeboy. Always chiming in, man.
Hector, so do you believe that one
No
was
doubt.
stalked and then one did it in passing? I mean, please let us know your take.
It's cool when they do it.
Boy,
Uh-oh.
It's a problem when I do it.
please elaborate for the
Fill in the rest.
all the K dots
Fill in the
out there.
rest.
Yeah, man.
ESPN did a whole spiel about how fiery and the clapbacks and all of this, right?
Man. Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
She disrespected two teams.
Mhm.
And when she got the clapback, now it's a problem.
Ugh. See, we was all ready to invite Caitlin to the Caitlin Clark to the barbecue and everything. She's a fierce competitor. You know, she's oh my God, she's doing the John Cena. Oh my God, you know, she's just the best college women's basketball player in the world. But when she get that clap back, it's a little different.
It's crazy.
It's a different story.
Yeah, I don't think she the one that had it was people that had the issue for her though.
Yeah, the capers.
That's crazy.
Dun, 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 dun.
If she ain't got an issue with it, why y'all got it? Why y'all got the issue? It was all
The
in
same reason they have an
competitive
issue with
spirit.
people
Mhm.
holding up for what's right. You disrespect two teams for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of the game. That's cool.
Yeah.
You disrespected them though.
Right.
Mhm.
So and they disrespected LSU as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you
So
know,
when you cap like that,
yeah.
you got to hold up for that cap.
Got to hold up. No question.
And Ree said that. She said, this was for my South Carolina girls, and then the
Louisville.
other team,
Yeah.
Louisville.
Yep.
She said, this is for them.
Yeah. Absolutely. She definitely reiterated that in her post-game speech for sure, in that post-game interview. She definitely reiterated that.
Well, it's just crazy how we all could be looking at the same thing, and then a different interpretation of it may come about. I mean, we just got a phone call of one person was being stalked and approached, and another one did it in passing, like really passive.
Yeah.
And so,
no, she was talking her ish, and that's how she chose to go about it. Let's just call a spade a spade. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. She knows she was talking crazy.
Yeah.
She wanted to let her know we heard all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree.
If you think about it, it's crazy how the media does run the narrative. And what I mean by that,
wild.
How important is it really to have that all over the news, but yet not what's going on in Nashville with these kids protesting in schools? And I believe one of the teachers that helped was also a black teacher that got fired over helping these kids. But yet we want to talk about a national championship as someone basically celebrating. Really?
Because the media always controls the narrative. So somebody told me that Kanye was crazy when he said that, oops, I did it again.
Well, we could talk about that all day, G. We really can,
So-
man. Hector Lou, man, we appreciate you, homeboy. You gonna be in Houston in July? What's happening?
That's the plan. You know how I do it.
I'm gonna show love try.
But before I go,
Yes, sir.
I have to say this. You brought up Nashville, right?
Yes, sir.
We got to keep Jackson, Mississippi in our prayers
Indeed.
because you know the light skinned
Yeah.
are trying to create a city within a city because they have a problem with a 85% black city.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's funny, man. My LB is from Pelahatchie, and he lives there right now. He's still there. I talk to this man 2-3 times a week, and it's like I'm there because he gives me every single update of what's going on out there in the Jackson, Mississippi area, bro. It's like I'm there, bro. It's wild.
Wow.
Unbelievable stuff, man. Prayers up for everybody
It's crazy.
in Jackson,
It's crazy.
Mississippi, man, and the surrounding areas,
Yeah.
man.
But
Seriously.
just for the rest of the country to know, this stuff isn't just one place, two places.
True.
This is a game plan.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere, man. We appreciate you, Hector Lou, man. Big time, brother.
Hector Lou, man, thanks for giving us a call,
brother.
G.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Already,
you already know,
on,
man.
Brody.
Hey,
Yes,
Let
sir.
the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. We had K. Dot and Hector give us a
Yes,
call,
sir.
man, talking about this trash talking a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, it is.
I always say I came out of the womb talking trash.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care if I'm up 50 or down 50.
That's what we do.
I'm going to talk
That's what we do.
because that's what I do.
You know how many times I didn't play basketball and I'm guarding a person and he
Doesn't
shoots
matter.
the ball and I'm like, now you know that's broke.
Now you know you with us. He with us.
Don't get a ball to this dude.
He
ain't
with
gonna
us.
get no buckets for you.
He with us. He with us. Self-check.
So we do that all the time.
Come on, man.
We do that all the time,
Come on,
man.
man.
It's a part of the game. Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
You man, Goose Thomas.
Look, man, be a sponsor like Serenity Funeral Home and Sight and Sound Candy and more, man. We appreciate all our sponsors. If you want to have or be a sponsor for the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio crew, let us know, man. Hit us up at lettheballbounce@gmail.com or hit Goose in his inbox or me in my inbox,
Please,
man,
man.
and we can get you some specialized packets out to you, man.
Absolutely, man.
And everything is affordable, and we appreciate you. We appreciate the
Have you
sponsors.
have you gotten a chance to see Air yet? Have you
I
gotten a
haven't.
chance? I have not either,
Not yet.
man.
I just got caught up on Snowfall.
Oof.
Thanks to my brother for telling me Jerome died 3 weeks ago. Ridiculous. So
Don't.
I'm gonna watch it though.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
man.
watch it.
We had the pleasure, man, last week of having the legendary man Sonny Vaccaro.
Yep.
Grace us with his presence, man. That's gigantic for the Let the Ball Bounce
Yeah.
team. Having someone of his stature come tell their story.
Yeah.
And before the actual story, comes out.
Yeah.
And we're able to hear that straight from the horse's mouth, man. It was
dope.
unbelievable stuff, man. And just him being, as up in age as he is, so he's seen a lot.
Yeah.
He's forgotten more than we've seen and know. And that's crazy to fathom that, but he's forgotten more than we've seen and know. So to get that from him and have him recall everything that happened in 1984, leading up to the signing of Michael Jordan with Nike, was just unbelievable stuff, man. Gigantic for the Let the Ball Bounce team, man. Huge.
Super.
Huge.
Great interview, man.
Gigantic.
Great interview. I was here in spirit.
Yes, indeed, man.
And I'm out there in the trenches with my daughter
In
and her
old trenches.
volleyball team, man. So let me do this real quick. We're gonna go to the NBA, and we're gonna start on the West.
Okay.
And right now, the Clippers sit in 6th spot at 42-38.
And they were losing to Portland when I got out of the car.
And the Lakers are 42-39. New Orleans is 42-39 at 8th spot. And Minnesota's is 40-40 in the 9th spot. OKC just barely made it in the play-in. And Dallas is out.
Dallas is done.
Dallas is done.
Yep.
And we'll talk about Dallas a little bit soon. So what are you expecting your Lakers to do in the 7th spot? Are you expecting, them to move up to 6, with the help of these other teams? Or what are you really expecting? Because Denver, number 1, has clinched.
Yep.
Memphis is clinched.
Yep.
Sacramento, 3rd, clinched.
Yep.
Phoenix, 4, clinched.
Yeah.
You have Golden State sitting at 5.
Yeah. Mathematically, the 5th spot is still up for grabs. Mathematically.
It really is.
Yep.
What do you expect, or what do you think that the Lakers will do with the remaining of games that they have?
Which is, I think, one. I think I have 1 game left. 2 games left. Is it 1? 1.
We already
game
got
left.
one tomorrow. Yeah.
Because the Clippers are currently playing, and like I said, I was listening to it in the car. They were losing to Portland by 10. Yeah. So if my expectation is I don't have any. No, seriously. I don't.
Let the ball bounce.
I don't have an expectation for this ball club. I think with the roster as currently constructed, if they can, just remain steady, they can possibly make a deep run. But I don't have any expectation of them at all. Yeah. I don't. And we talked about this before, and how if you look at both sides, but right now we're talking about the West.
Yep.
We're looking at the Denver Nuggets sitting at number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're any team below them, are you definitely afraid of the Denver Nuggets? Seriously. No, like in real life, are you afraid of the Denver Nuggets? No, you're not. Are you afraid of the Memphis Grizzlies?
No,
you're not.
And you're definitely not afraid of Sacramento. They've been playing good.
Well.
But not afraid of them.
Not afraid of them.
I'm not even afraid of the Phoenix Suns.
I'm not scared of Phoenix because they let their 2 best defensive players go. So who's going to stop me? So we basically just gonna go bucket for bucket and see who got the ball at the end of the game. That's essentially what you facing when you facing the Phoenix Suns. And we know that a certain person's hamstrings can catch up with them.
Noodle legs.
That can happen. So if Chris Paul and y'all, I'm not wishing this on Chris Paul. I love the point guard, but a spade is a spade. His legs are jello. We know this. This is historical. If Chris Paul goes down, y'all gonna ride Campaign all the way? Like Campaign, love his energy, but you gonna ride him all the way? You're not.
He ain't it.
You're not gonna ride Campaign all the way as your point guard. Not gonna happen. So I'm not definitely afraid of anybody 1 through 10. And I don't think anybody else should be definitely afraid of anybody 1 through 10. I don't. I think this is going to be we'll just wait and see who's standing at the end.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And I think that on both sides.
I think 1 through 8 have equal amount of chance to go to the Western Conference Finals.
Sure.
Not just 1, but I'm talking about 2 through 8. I think either one of them can be in the Western Conference Final.
Absolutely.
It's just have been one of those years in the West. Yeah. You have a lot of inconsistent play with everybody except for that 1 seed. Yeah. But we've seen the Clippers be inconsistent. Very. We've seen Golden State.
Very.
We've seen Phoenix.
Yep.
We've seen LA, of course, and New Orleans, who just got handed some news that Mr. Beignet himself probably won't be playing in the postseason either. This dude, man.
No, he won't be. It ain't a problem.
Ridiculous.
He's out. There was a little bit of, I'll say glimmer of hope for a while there. And this was prior to the season starting.
What year is this for Zion Williams?
This is his fourth year in the league?
Is not his
fourth year in the league.
This is fourth, maybe fifth.
Fourth. Yeah, probably his 4th year.
Come on, man. How long are we going to trust this process? They gave him the bag already.
Oh, yeah, the bag is secured.
But they did the same thing with Joel Embiid, though. But we'll get on the West in a minute.
Sure. I don't know what it is. This is fourth season. Well, it's like his 3rd. He ain't played none. So it might as well be his 3rd. It might as well be his 2nd.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't played
tragic.
How many total games has Zion Williamson played in the NBA?
In 4 years.
In 4 years. Total games. He's been out since January, mind you.
That's a great
He hasn't played a game since January 2nd, I think it was. When he went out.
It's tragic.
Hasn't played a game.
It's tragic.
Hasn't played a game in the calendar year that is 2023. Total games Zion Williamson has played. He's played in 29 this season. Again, that was all before January 2. Y'all got to realize the season started 2 weeks earlier this year, middle of October. So he played in 29 games before 2023 hit. Hasn't played in one this calendar year.
That's tragic.
Wow.
New Orleans.
80 maybe? 80?
I don't have the exact number, but it says here Zion Williamson has only he's missed 60% of his NBA games in his career. So think about it. He's only played 40%, if that, of his games.
Come on, doggy.
They might as well go get Greg Oden.
I mean, come on. Greg Oden's doing quite well for himself now. He's carved a niche.
Yeah.
In the executive area of basketball. Proud of that guy, man.
I you know,
114 of a possible 287 games. Salute Mel Kaufman for that. Appreciate you, bros. 114 of a possible 287 games.
New Orleans ain't it. Oh, God. They're not going to make it past the first round.
Y'all remember at one point, New Orleans was like a top 3 or 4 team in the West. Y'all remember that?
I think that.
No, neither do I. They were third.
I love the fact that Griffin has been putting the pieces together over in New Orleans. So as far as a GM standpoint, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. It's just certain players aren't holding up their part of the bargain. And I think he has to really look at himself in the mirror and say, you know what? How often will I be sneaking out to the local Burger King to get a supersized Whopper and fries?
How many times can I walk up to the drive-thru? How many times? Y'all remember who
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry had a story about that when he was in Toronto.
It's tragic.
He would walk up to the McDonald's drive-thru and they knew what time it was. Supersize me. Twice.
It's tragic. Tragic.
That's insane.
So the West is I say, and Goose says also, it's up for grabs.
It's up for grabs, bro.
It's up for grabs. So let's go over to the East really quick. We have Milwaukee at number 1, and then in that play-in tournament, 9 and 10, Toronto, Chicago, Atlanta down there, Miami 7, Brooklyn 6, which I think is going to fall a little bit. New York 5th, Cleveland 4th. Philly 3rd, Boston 2. I see Milwaukee coming out of the East. I was going to go, and earlier this year I said Boston back to the Eastern Conference Final. No, I don't see anybody going to the Eastern Conference Finals but the Milwaukee Bucks.
Now,
they just have a really good team.
If there's any team of that, what was supposed to be the top 8 teams that I think would give Milwaukee a run, I've said this before, y'all. The Miami Heat are built.
Sneaky Pat.
They are built for the tournament, bro.
They are built for
they
the
just
tournament.
are, man. Like you looking at them being in the 7th seed. Okay, fine. They're gonna have to have a playing game. But who's behind them? Who's right there behind them? Atlanta. I think they easily beat the Atlanta Hawks. I really do. Love Trey Young. Love what he's doing. Since he's come in the league, he's like top 3 in like 6 statistical categories. It's like insane. But I just think the Miami Heat are built for this tournament, bro. I really do.
I mean, I see Milwaukee being there, but with the current injury to Chris Middleton knee, that is going to really put a damper on what they got going on.
Did they rule him out?
No, but it's not looking good.
It's borderline right now. I know.
They want to get him some rest, but
you can't really
for a long push.
Yeah, it's not going to be any amount of rest when you're talking about a knee or a hamstring. That's going to it's going to have to be extended rest, and you just don't have that time.
Yeah. I think Boston. Go ahead.
Chris Middleton injury. It says Bucks star hoping to be ready for playoffs after MRI comes back clean.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's all about the comfort level,
it's a
though.
Nagging injury, man.
If it's nagging like that, that could be tough.
I know Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics is out right now. A freak accident. I guess he cut his hand on a vase at home or something like that. But Jaylen Brown's been kind of looming in the news in Boston a little bit the past couple of months. He may be a little unhappy in Boston, and he doesn't know if his future is going to be in Boston. But I think they need to get it together if they're going to try to make a run. Sure. And then going down to Philly, who is my pick for MVP this year, is Joel Embiid.
Mine as well.
Philly gave him a trust the process 3-4 year thing like they did New Orleans too. And now you want to talk about stepping up. The past 2 years, Joel Embiid has been arguably in that conversation.
He's won back-to-back scoring titles.
Yeah.
What impresses me the most about this year from Joel Embiid is that we haven't heard a word out of him.
Maturity.
The maturity factor. We haven't heard a single peep from this guy. Like, even in his interviews, he's short to the point. Nothing else after that.
That's it.
We haven't heard from this guy. He's just gone about his business and won his second straight scoring title. Mm-hmm. He hasn't said, "Look at me, I'm over here in Philly. Y'all still paying attention to the Joker over there in Denver." Rightfully so. We can't take nothing away from Joker. The dude averaging a triple-double. We're not taking nothing away from him. But hey, I'm over here in the city of brotherly love, and I done won 2 straight.
I don't think it's enough.
Things.
I think they still need some shooting. I don't see Philly. I don't see Philly going that far. I mean, maybe the first round, but I don't see them making it past the second round, man. And definitely not going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think that Doc Rivers, and we've had this discussion before, I don't think that Doc Rivers makes enough adjustments, man, and can help motivate his team to get to that next level like he did Boston Celtics. I mean, you're not
have to do that with the Boston Celtics.
No, you had a Paul Pierce, you had Ray Allen, you had KG over there, you had Ray John Rondo, who was your floor general.
He had 3 first ballot Hall of Famers.
And it still remains to be seen what James Harden is going to do in the playoffs also.
Look, the answer is nothing. If you really want, no, seriously. If you really want me to be brutally honest, the answer's nothing. What have you gotten from him thus far? Nothing.
I think he was snubbed on the All-Star game. I mean, he is leading the league in assists.
That's fine. But what have you got from him in May and June? The answer's nothing. So until I get something, the answer's going to be nothing.
It's tragic.
Sucks. But it's the truth. You just like you mentioned earlier, call a spade a spade. We have to call James Harden for what he is.
And he's still a regular built like season a young guy. Bill Cosby.
Yes. He's a regular season guy that gives you nothing in May and June. So I'm not getting overly excited about James Harden. I'm just not.
Do you know who game has really fell off a little bit? I don't know if it could be the system or maybe Joe Embiid just commands the ball a lot. Tobias Harris. If he can get back to being Tobias Harris, they could be a liable threat.
He's going to be what makes or breaks them.
Ouch.
In all honesty, if he can't step up,
he hasn't.
They have no shot.
He hasn't.
And he hasn't. We raved about Tobias Harris. When that trade, when he went over there, I was like, yo, that's like the unsung piece. That's like the piece that nobody's talking about with Tobias Harris. Hasn't shown worthy, bro.
I'll still take him over Ben Simmons. So look,
absolutely.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. We love y'all, man. This is what we do. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Are you watching UFC tonight?
I am. But what I'm looking forward to most, and we're going to talk about it because we still a few weeks out here, is this Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
I cannot wait.
You going Tank Davis
for
though, right?
This fight, absolutely, and I think he's gonna knock him out.
Really?
Yes,
I don't see a knockout.
Love Ryan Garcia though. I love him. You have no idea. I love this kid, bro. But I really believe
he about to get that chin checked.
Tank Davis gonna hold him up for 7 rounds. It's over in 8.
Yikes!
I believe that, man. I believe it.
Well, I'm gonna watch UFC tonight a little bit.
Definitely gonna watch.
See somebody, go out and bust their tibia right open. And
Ouchie. Compound fracture.
definitely looking forward towards UFC
indeed,
tonight. But I do want to see that Tank Davis Garcia fight, man. That's going to be really, really good. Look, man, we appreciate everybody giving Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show a little bit of time on this Saturday.
Gigantic.
Every Saturday, man, 2 p.m. we give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
Look, this is what we do. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio. LTBB in the building, man. Please share us to someone who actually loves sports, man.
Yeah, man.
And big shout out to Twix, man, who will
salute,
be
brother.
saluting and honoring Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show, man. And so for that, man, we humbly say thank you.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate you guys for giving us a little bit of this time on this Saturday, man.
Yeah,
you got
man.
anything you want to tell the people,
Look,
man?
man, we
Hey, happy
appreciate y'all.
Easter weekend, y'all.
Yeah, man. Happy Resurrection Day, man. You know, Easter Bunny doesn't really represent what's really going on.
An
but
Easter
okay,
bunny.
Go ahead. But yeah, man, happy Resurrection Day.
I won't be.
everybody,
I'm
man.
glad
Y'all be
my
safe.
kids are older because hiding eggs with money in them does not even exist anymore in my home.
It's out. I don't got no more ones.
It's probably eggs at my old house that hadn't been found that probably got $20 bills in it. It's crazy because when I would hide the eggs, I would forget where the egg was.
Completely forget.
Oh man! Look, man, we
Wild
enjoy this weather wherever you are around this country. We appreciate everybody from around this globe who actually support Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. And this is what we do. Jose V, we love you, man. Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. And guess what, man? If you're scared,
You better go to church.